Yo, what is up, guys? Today we are going to talk about the 5 things that I did to get my physique from this to this. Okay, I'm gonna try to do no cuts in this video, but there's probably gonna be some cuts. But I wanna keep it as raw as possible. I wanna keep it real, raw. 5 things. This is gonna be very quick, okay? My last video was like 12 minutes. This one, I'm gonna try to keep it under 5. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I did to get myself from looking like this weak, scrawny soy boy to me now who's high test, strong as I've ever been in my prime, feeling great, and now helping others do the same. So let's get into it. First thing's diet. Red meat, fruit, raw dairy are your go-to foods, okay? That is going to be your base. It's called the animal-based diet, okay? Once I started doing this, I noticed increase in energy. Workouts were better, okay? My brain wasn't as fogged, okay? All the plaque in my brain has now gone away, and I feel a lot more like open and real, and my brain, it's almost like a psychedelic experience to a certain extent. So the diet is not just about, you know, what it does to your body. It's also what it does to your mind. When you're putting whole foods in your body, we all know the science behind it. We all know the reason that diet can make a big factor, but the important thing you have to understand is the raw primal diet. It's the red meat, it's the fruit, it's the raw dairy. Basically, the reality is, if it is an animal or grows out of the ground, you can eat it. The second they fuck with it anymore, don't touch it. That's my rule for diet. It's as simple as that, okay? You want the fatty red meat because fatty red meat has cholesterol, and cholesterol is one of the biggest producers of testosterone. Testosterone is going to help you look lean and give you that lean look, okay? A lot of people think, oh no, red meat fat is bad and it'll make you fat and it's heart disease, all this different stuff. Bullshit. Fatty red meat is good for you, doesn't cause heart disease. Make sure you're getting good quality meat and you should be completely fine, okay? Red meat is a superfood. You need to think of fatty red meat as a superfood if you want high test and you want the ability to look lean and go from a soy boy to what I am now. Second thing is training. You need to be training hard, really, really hard, okay? Compound movements, full body movements, bench, squat, deadlifts, all those different things are extremely important. Dips, pull-ups, full body movements, okay? Sprints are really good. When you think of training for this type of body that you want, you need to think of explosive movements and you need to think full body. That's why deadlifts are good. That's why sprints are good. The main part of the training is that you're training really hard, okay? Train outside sometimes. I would definitely recommend that. That's what I did a lot. Got sun while training, which definitely helped out, produced more testosterone, 1000%. But yeah, doing more primal movements. A reason that a lot of these gym bros can't move right or they're not functional is because they're not doing any functional training, okay? I think you should do both. You should lift weights and do functional training, okay? You should be able to move your body the right way and you should be able to lift weights. It's very important that that training is slow, controlled, intense. You're constantly trying to progressively overload. You're constantly trying to become way, way stronger. Okay, that was a big thing for me, and I think it actually helped my physique a lot, is I really cared about getting stronger. That was a big, big thing for me. Because I was born naturally skinny and naturally kind of weak, it forced me to get extremely strong. Now I am extremely strong for my body weight, and that's what I think you guys should go for. Okay, you guys should go for extreme amounts of strength. You should be in the gym like, I need to be becoming so strong, okay? Number 3. All right, so nature. Nature is the third thing that gets unrecognized. See, a lot of coaches, most coaches on, you know, fitness talk about diet and training. Those are the 2 things that they'll talk about, and then some will talk about consistency and like mindset. I'm going to talk about 5 things because they're all important, okay? The third thing, though, is nature. Getting sun, putting your feet in the grass, looking at nature, looking at your surroundings that aren't buildings or walls or being inside, looking at screens. This is very, very important. Some people argue that you get 33% of your energy from the sun, 33% from the ground, and 33% from food. If that's the case, that means y'all are missing out on 66% of your energy just by not being in nature. And we wonder why these people from nature look so good. The reason they look so good is because they are literally in nature, living a primal lifestyle, getting sun, being lean. You know, I mean, the sun obviously metabolizes your body, so you stay more lean. And then the tanner you look, the more lean you're going to look. And the more you're in nature, the more you're moving around and being functional and doing functional things like hunting and climbing and stuff, which is just going to make your body more functional and more lean and more like a human. So all these things are connected. And a lot of people don't recognize that. So when it really comes down to it, it's like, it's actually fucking simple shit. So basically live like a tribe member? Yes. Yes. Live like a tribe member. I've had people say that to me. They're like, so you basically want me to live like I'm in a tribe? I'm like, yes. Literally act like right now you are in a tribe, okay? You are trying to get as much nature as possible. You're trying to hunt down your food and get good whole foods that you can eat. Again, beach, salt water, very important too. If you live near a beach or you just live near like ocean or salt water at all, get salt water. Very good for your hair, very good for your skin. I recommend that for sure. Salt water is one of the best things I ever did to get my skin clear. My skin, I would say is pretty clear now. I don't know. You guys can assess on that though. 4, okay, this one's the most annoying and no one wants to talk about it. It's what you have to avoid. So you have to avoid a lot of bullshit products. You got to avoid a lot of bullshit social media. You got to avoid a lot of fucking bullshit. You have to understand, as a generation, we are so consumed by all of this bullshit. All the fast food, all the screens, all the social media, all the bad toxic products, okay? We need to get the fuck away from all of it. You need to list out all this bad shit that you need to take out, okay? If you're drinking bad water, you need to stop doing that, okay? If you're using bad water to brush your teeth, clean your stuff, you gotta stop doing that. If you're using bad acne, like fucking removal, whatever, you gotta stop doing that. Beef tallow and salt water, that's all you need, okay? All natural products for your hair care, skin routine should be all natural. Like every single ingredient should be either grown from the ground or from an animal. You should be able to eat your products. I know this is gonna sound weird. If you can't eat it, why would you put it on your face? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. You got to cut out all the bullshit products that you're using, all the bullshit social media you're watching, and bullshit video games that you're playing, and cut out the bullshit food you're eating. That is number 4. Number 4 is cutting out the bullshit. And it's so important. No one wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to talk about, oh, how do I, you know, be lean and like also still like eat shitty food? Or like, how do I like stop doing that? Stop with that bullshit, okay? Because you're literally putting lead in your fucking shoes during this big ass race that you need to fucking win, okay? Because you're just trying to make it harder for yourself, okay? Why don't you make it easier for yourself by just cutting out all the bullshit, okay? Stop trying to be like, oh, how do I do this while also doing this? It's like, no, fuck that. Just do the thing that we're telling you to do, okay? Stop with the whole, oh, how do I compromise? No, the compromised people are the ones that never get the results. The ones that just say, fuck it, I'm going to do the fucking work, and I don't care how long it's going to take. I don't care what I have to do. I'm just going to do it until I get the goal. They get the goal. That's simple as that. So avoid the bullshit products, avoid the bullshit social media, and we also know we don't even need to talk about the things that you know are hurting you that you need to avoid. Maybe it's something you're watching, maybe it's something that you're doing, maybe something you're smoking, drinking, all these different things. We don't need to go too deep into it, but everyone has their vices, and you need to stop doing that shit because it is really hurting you. Last one's number 5, and it's the most important because if you don't have this, then you won't have anything, okay? It's number 5, and it is the mindset that goes with all this. Now, like I said this in the previous video. If you don't have like a high testosterone mindset, the mindset of I don't give a fuck, I do what I want, like all this different stuff, all this other biohacking shit doesn't work as well. You need the consistency, you need the cutthroat mindset, and you need the mindset of I am going to achieve this goal no matter what. If you have that thing, you can't lose. You cannot lose, okay? The person that's like, oh, how do I get this in this amount of time? Fucked. Fucked. You're done. You're done. You don't want it enough. You want a time limit. You're putting a time limit on this shit. Fuck that. The person that's like, I don't care if it takes a year. I don't care if it takes 2 years. I don't care if it takes 10 years. I don't care if it takes the rest of my life. I'm going to work hard at it until I get it. That's the person that's going to get it. So stop with the whole, oh, can it take this amount of time? Oh, you know, can I still eat these foods? Fuck that shit. Just do what the fuck you need to do to actually win and have this mindset, the cutthroat mindset of I'm going to do whatever it takes to fucking win. Simple as that, okay? That's my point. The 5th one is the most important. It's the consistency. It's the mindset that goes behind it. And the biggest way to develop number 5 really is to find your why, your reason why. Because people were asking me in my stream today, they're like, what motivates you the most? And I'm like, honestly, what motivates me the most is the idea of not getting these things. Like, it's not the idea of getting it. It's the idea of not getting it. So I just go, well, what would my life look like if I wasn't muscular? What would my life look like if I stopped working out and I stopped, doing all these things that have changed my life, well, it'd be pretty lonely. I'd feel like shit, and I'd feel weak and insecure. And that is a scary thought that I don't even want to tackle. So I want to get the fuck away from that as much as possible, which motivates me to do all these things so I can stay the fuck away from that version of myself. So if you really can't motivate yourself with the future self that's so awesome, motivate yourself by scaring your future self that's going to suck and be like, fuck, I can't end up like that guy. Like, I can't end up like him. Like, picture yourself 10 years from now, weak, insecure, hadn't worked out, hadn't achieved any of your goals, and how are you going to feel? You're going to feel like shit. And make yourself feel like shit. Picture in your brain, make it look really shitty so it scares the living fuck out of you to be like, okay, I can't have that. Thank God I'm right here in this position now and I have time to not be in that position. Let me fucking do this shit right now. Simple as that. I mean, it took 3 to 4 years, so I really got nothing much else to say. Hopefully you all have a great rest of your day. Don't quit, and peace.